How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. Today I wanted to quickly talk about and address a question, which is it necessary to learn Spanish grammar rules in order to speak the language? Now, while learning the grammar rules of a language can certainly help with understanding and using it correctly, it's not strictly necessary to speak a language. Many people learn to speak a language through immersion and exposure to the language without necessarily understanding all of its grammar rules. However, if you want to speak a language fluently and accurately, it's definitely helpful to learn the grammar rules. And this will allow you to use the language with confidence and express yourself effectively, especially if you want to try to express your emotions and how you feel. You may want to learn the grammar. Additionally, understanding the grammar rules can also make it easier to learn new vocabulary and construct sentences in a logical way. In the case of Spanish, understanding the grammar rules can help with verb conjugation, sentence structure, and word order, which are all important aspects of the language. Now again, the truth is you can learn a new language without studying grammar, and this fact defies language instructors and students around the world. Grammar is a fancy word to describe the rules that govern a language, and while this is a simple definition, it's not completely accurate. The reality is that grammar is a set of observations academics write down when documenting a language. Those patterns are generated by native speakers of the language, whose minds, like everyone else's minds, rarely follow set patterns. Now, I know many people are unwilling to accept that grammar isn't necessary at first. They fight against it, and traditional teachers are probably the worst culprits. Most believe you can't learn a language without studying grammar first, and reality disagrees. You can simply learn a language by immersing yourself in the culture, constantly exposing yourself to the language by engaging with Spanish-speaking people, or even consuming media, and this is where LingoPi comes in. Now, as far as consuming media to learn a language, it has a similar effect as, kind of exposing yourself to people that speak the language. So although you're not engaging with, Spanish-speaking people, let's say you don't have access to such people, you can immerse yourself in the proper accents and just the language in general. Consuming media, whether it's, TV shows or movies or even music, which is also available on LingoPi, is a very effective way of learning how the language works. How do people use it, especially if you're new to this? I mean, LingoPi is definitely a great addition. Now, are you strictly learning the grammar rules while consuming media? No, not really, but you are being exposed to how the language is used correctly, and there's nothing more correct than a script between, let's say here, let's just play, and I just want to show you guys how LingoPi works. This is why I really like it. Let's go ahead and play it. So as you can tell, we have the entire script on the right. And, as we kind of move on, you can just hover over any of these, by the way. And whenever I hover over any of the subtitles, which are obviously translated in real time, I can just wait a little bit here. Let's see. Just want to quickly show you guys that when I hover over and it just, stops and it pauses automatically. And what you can also do, let's go ahead and pause it, is click auto pause, and this will automatically pause playback at the end of every subtitle. So I'll go ahead and play, and it will just pause. And when the next subtitle comes in, it automatically pauses again. So let's just remove that. And the cool thing about LingoPi also is that you can adjust the speed depending on your experience. You can loop a specific sentence. You can say it right away to practice. You can have the robot say it. You can click one of these sentences right here so that it takes you back to that part. You can listen to how these characters are saying the scripts and saying the sentences, and you can kind of understand a little bit more how they're used and try to emulate the accent itself. So you'll be emulating the native speaker's accent. This is definitely a great way. So let's say there's something you want to know exactly how to say, hey, we're going to leave. Okay, so we're going to leave our thing. Let's just leave our thing, you know. Maybe you don't want to learn the word our thing, right? Let's wait here for the next sentence. And okay, so let's see here. Remember, queen, that I tomorrow. Okay, so let's see right here. Let's say I want remember. And again, you can see that everything is translated in real time, and you can go ahead and have the robot say it again. But let's say we've got, you know, we've got our words for today, right? You've watched the whole thing, and you know, if you just watch one episode of one of these shows a day, this will definitely help you learn the language. Let's go ahead and test ourselves. And this will take me to review and practice, and we can go ahead and just get straight into it. So let's just click on review and practice. You have 3 games that you can try. And as it says right here, by the time you have 600 to 700 words, you can start to become conversational. So yeah, again, you've got all of these words, and you can go ahead and test yourself with 3 different games that will help these words stick in your brain a little bit better. Essentially, not only consuming media, you're consuming also the culture. And if we go back to the TV catalog, you can understand where each show has been made. So we've got Ecuador, Argentina, Colombia, got Mexico and Spain. So yeah, you will kind of understand where these shows are coming from. You're going to be understanding the culture a little bit better. You're going to be picking up on the accents, the proper accents that are used in these movies by native speakers. And it just ends up being a very fun way of learning the language. So if you're a beginner and you're looking for a fun way to learn Spanish, or one of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 languages. So you've got 8 languages in total, and they all have, you know, similar content, you know, carefully selected content that teaches you a little bit more about the culture, teaches you about the accents and language, and how you can actually start speaking Spanish or whatever language you pick as soon as possible. And as you pick up on the language and you start kind of speaking it a little bit better, and you're understanding how to make conversation, if you would like, this is definitely not necessary, but if you want to be absolutely fluent, you can definitely start learning the grammar. And if you're looking for good courses or private lessons, you can also book your own private lessons with people from LingoPi. This way you'll actually, kind of get this hands-on experience if you're ready to move on to maybe, learn grammar and understand the language a whole lot better. Overall, when you're learning a language, don't worry much about grammar. Just listen to how native speakers form their sentences and try to say the sentences in the same way. If you spend your time focusing on one sentence at a time, you'll learn grammar and new vocabulary words in a much more enjoyable manner. And at the same time, you'll also be taking in the accents and understanding the culture a little bit more. So if you're interested in trying out LingoPi, you'll find a 7-day free trial link in the description down below. And if I happen to find any coupon codes or discounts, I'll also be sure to link them in the description as well. Besides that, comment below if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer all of them. Like and subscribe if you'd like to support the channel and stay up to date with future videos. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a wonderful day.